Želimlje. Želimlje is a pleasant little village in the middle of a narrow valley which, in the north, with its funnel shape, extends towards the Ljubljansko barje, and in the south it narrows towards Turjak. To the east of the valley there is a hill, Reber, and to the southwest, Kurešček, which is known for the warning bonfires from the times of the Turkish conquests. The name of the place stems from an old Slavic word, želim, which means a flooded plain. The history of this place must have been very interesting because nearby there are archaeological sites from the Hallstatt and Roman era, and the small castle Namershel, which was sold to the Count of Turjak in 1692 by the owner's Engelhaus, is reminiscent of the noble family Auersperg, which lived in the nearby Turjak castle. This village also has ties with the Illyrian provinces, because in that period the gauge, or gallows, were erected on a hill above the Želimlje-Ig road. Even today, the place is called V Gaugach. Because of the road towards Turjak, the traffic through the valley was always dynamic. Horse carriage transport was well developed, and the locals not only tended to farming, but also made toothpicks. Another reminder of the olden days is also the well-preserved Juvans house at the River Road Junction. An interesting fact is that the Fishing Society of Carniola, led by Professor Ivan Franket, the nestor of Slovene fishing, had its instruments in Želimlje by the stream Štimica. But certainly the biggest mark on Želimlje was made by Franz Saleški Finžgar, who was a priest here from October 1902 till April 1908. Immediately after his arrival, he started organizing the educational system. So together with the keymaker Zint, he founded a committee for building a school and acquired all the necessary permits. Already in 1903, classes began in the new school, which was finished the next year. Since these were the beginnings of education in this municipality, the 1st of September is also the municipal holiday. Being a successful priest, acquainting himself with interesting farming, the nearby clergymen and locals from Turjak, with many visits from Slovene artists, politicians, and scholars, and constantly caring for the education, the author spent very pleasant times in Želimlje, or so he writes in his book Leta mojega popotovanja. In the peaceful surroundings, he was able to create. Therefore, it's not unusual that it was here that he wrote his historic masterpiece Pod svobodnim soncem. Today, people are reminded of Finžgar by a bust made by the sculptor Mirsad Begic and architect France Kvaternik, and by the memorial plates at the school and the vicarage. In 1965, the Salesian order came to Želimlje, and 2 years later started the religious high school with the intention of educating future priests. In 1991, this school was turned into the Želimlje Grammar School as the first private grammar school in the independent country of Slovenia. Now it is active within the institution Zavod Svetega Frančiška Saleškega, which also includes the 2 halls, Dom Janeza Boska and Majcnov dom. The tidy surroundings attract many visitors that can always visit exhibitions in the school hallways and at the same time experience the youthful and educational atmosphere of the institution. The middle of the village is complemented by the church of Saint Vide, whose foundations were laid in 1884 because the old church in the middle of the graveyard that was built in the beginning of the 17th century was in very bad shape and therefore had to be torn down. Plans for the new church were made by Franciszek Faleschini, and in 1889 it was hallowed by the bishop Dr. Jakob Misia at confirmation and canonical visitation. With its position and role, it complements the village center.